This video is sponsored by Value Testers, best tool company on the web, great pricing and customer service. Contract the discount once signed up with an account. Link in description below.
You want to drive? You want to drive? Oh yeah, you love driving. You love driving. You want to drive? You want to drive? Morning guys, it is January 6th, 2020. This one here I got a call for no heat on the second floor. The guy had called me last week, I think on Friday. I told him I wouldn't be able to get there till
keep right to
Monday morning.
turn right.
Hasn't been that cold here, so he's calling me back in a panic that his pilot's out now and got no heat in the whole house. So
State Road, then take the first right.
we're going over there now. I have changed the gas valve on this unit before, and knowing this guy, he probably blew the pilot out to get me over there quicker. Maybe not.
Turn right on Tucker Road.
But anyway, we're going over there. He got zone valves all over this basement. They're everywhere. They're all in different areas. It's kind of a pain in the butt job to purge the air. You might have air in the second floor zone or the zone head's cooked, one of the two. But if the pilot's out, probably have to change a thermocouple. I have replaced the gas valve over there. Guy really needs a new boiler over there is what he needs. But
3/4 of a mile. Turn left on
most people don't want to spend the money on a boiler unless you hoodwink them into telling them that thing's junk, you know? Like most guys, they sell, just to make a ton of money. But anyway, I'll try to get you some shots when I get there. It's kind of dark down there. Dark and dingy. We'll get the boiler up and running and then we'll find out what's going on with the second floor zone. So you shut it off, right?
Yeah.
And you said the pilot was out, you checked it?
Yeah, the pilot was out when I came yesterday.
I have changed the gas valve on that. Yeah, new gas valve was on 10/31/18.
Yeah.
So if the pilot's out, we'll put a new thermocouple in and get it up and running. Then we'll check the second floor zone valves.
Okay.
You need is a new boiler here, electronic spark is what you need. I mean, then you wouldn't have, but you don't want to spend the money, right?
Yeah, I don't feel right now.
Yeah, that's what I
I
figured.
know that's what we need.
Because this, these things do go out where you get a downdraft or,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the way they are.
But it's not like sticking a match or something in there and relighting the pilot light, right?
That's what you got to do if you want it lit.
I mean, can I do that just to get it running?
Probably. I mean,
Okay, if you show me how to do that, I can do that without blowing the house up.
yeah, I don't think that the thermocouple's bad. It don't look bad. I'll show you how to do it.
Okay. That way we can at least have some heat to get over here.
Alright, so what you got to do is, you got to turn this thing over here. The pilot. Right now it was on. You got to turn it to pilot. And then once that's on pilot, you push that red button down, and then you can light it.
Torch.
I'm going to show you right now.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to push the red button down.
Yeah.
You're going to hold it for a minute. Then you light it with the, you light the pilot.
Okay, all right.
And then once it's lit, you got to hold it for a minute.
Okay.
And then once you hold it for a minute, you're heating up this device.
Uh-huh.
So once it's heated up,
Yeah.
then you can release it. And
right.
if it stays on, then you put the gas valve to on and turn it on, it'll fire.
Okay.
But you have to let this thing heat up by holding that red button down for 1 minute.
Okay, so it has to heat up.
Yeah, it might not even take a minute if it's a good one, if it's a good thermocouple. See, sometimes it's really getting a lot of heat on that thing. Yeah, she's really giving it the old how you doing. We'll see if it stays on.
Okay.
I'm going to release the button. All right, see it staying on? We're good to go. You know, these things do go out. You get a downdraft.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, if I can do that part, then call you.
Yeah,
You know,
so-
at least I'll get some heat.
Again, it's gonna. I'm gonna turn this thing to on now.
And then you.
So if it's on and the pilot's out, you turn this to pilot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you remove the door. Once you push this red button down, it lets gas through.
in there. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
and then you light it, and you got to hold that red button down for a minute to heat this up.
And then turn it to on.
And once this heats up, this expands and keeps the gas valve open. That's a safety.
Yeah. So when the pilot light goes out, it automatically shuts off the
Right.
gas.
That's because if not, if your pilot's out, if it don't shut the gas off, say it calls for heat, you fill your house up with gas.
Yeah.
So it's actually a safety.
Yeah.
All right, so when we turn this on, it's going to take a minute and a half for it to fire because it's zone valves. Let's give it a little bit.
Okay, and this is the.
That's the on-off switch. That's
for the
gonna.
furnace.
That's gonna energize the heads.
Okay.
And up to the thermostats, and when the heads call after 90 seconds, it'll fire the boiler through the TT. Everything works off them zone valve, them zone heads.
Yeah, right.
So you said second floor was an issue, right?
Right. Well, that was
All
the
right.
initial issue. Yeah. Then the pilot
Right.
went out, but the pilot seems to be okay.
What we're gonna do is, I know where the second floor zone heads are, and we're gonna check them. Might just be air. You really need a new boiler.
Yeah. That's about what, $3 grand?
A lot more than that.
4 or 5. But
This
they're more
is-
efficient, right?
Well, you can get a high efficiency one, or you could get one that's basically, you know, I recommend you go with something that goes into a chimney, more so than a high efficiency. That's what I recommend.
Yeah.
You want a rebate, you get that, then you gotta live with that piece of shit. You know, high efficiency boilers aren't that good.
Oh, really? No, I
No,
don't.
they're not designed for baseboard.
Oh.
They're designed for radiant heat.
Oh.
Now, it's a little condensating boiler. The only time it's going to condensate is if the water comes back at 110 degrees or lower. So for you to heat up the baseboard, you got to crank it up to 180, 190. And they only go to 170, a lot of these. A lot of people put these in. Well, that thing's got some wine to it. A lot of people put these in, and then they find out they can't heat the house on a cold day because they don't have enough baseboard upstairs for it to work right. And every year, every 2 years, you got to take it all apart and clean it out, or it's going to be, it gets acidic in there, and it'll weed right through the heat exchanger. So it's going to, in the long run, it's going to cost you a lot of money, and you're going to have a little piece of shit that ain't going to last as long. And a lot of people are putting them in because they want the rebate.
Right.
But now they're having all kinds of problems. I recommend you go with an old style boiler like this that's going to last you 25 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, might cost you a little bit more to run, but in the long run it's going to be cheaper. Yeah. Less aggravation, less maintenance, less everything.
Yeah.
You know? Right, we're going to check the other. You got a ladder down here? Or do I got to get a ladder?
Yeah, I got a ladder.
I'm not a fan of the high efficiency boiler unless it's for like radiant heat. Then I am. Obviously this thing is calling for heat, for hot water. He's only going to turn the two on upstairs that he's having an issue with. Sounds like it's got hair in it. Sounds like the feeder might have been stuck. I'll be able to tell. So just the second floor is, I think it's these two here.
Yeah, I think so.
So I got radiant heat in my garage, and it's perfect for them high efficiency little boilers. Because it, you know, I go out at 110. I go out at 110. I come back at 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And we'll check 1 and 2 here. See if we got voltage. No voltage there. No voltage. Unless you got a bad transformer.
So I'm assuming though, the hotter you turn up your hot water tank.
Yeah, I'm getting no voltage here on these. I thought these are the ones to the second floor. I'm not getting any, but unless we got a bad transformer there. I got no voltage. It ain't gonna work without no voltage. You sure you got the thermostats turned up, right?
Yeah, like there's like a 73. And it's 50 degrees in the room.
Is it on? Are you sure you got the heat onto on?
Yeah, sure. I'll go check it again.
Yeah, just because you turn it up, you got to turn the switch to on, to heat.
Right.
Yeah, he's got zone valves all over the place in this place. I think these are the ones that says second floor right here. These two should be second floor. But I'm not getting any, I ain't getting no voltage here. He might have them off. He's gonna check it again. Unless we get a bad transformer. Maybe we had a couple of transformers there. Maybe one's bad. I don't smell it cooked though. I know this one's working because I could feel it. Yeah, that one's got voltage. We'll make sure he turns it up right, because that might be what the issue is before we start checking everything. They're both on.
Yep.
Were they off? No?
No.
I think we got a bad transformer there then, because we should have power here. Let's see if check it again. 1 and 2, nothing. One and two, nothing. Yeah, so we got to check the transformer. We got a problem. And you said you changed the batteries. Did you put them in the right way?
I'm sure I did, but I mean, I can look at them again.
Because if you got the batteries in wrong, it's not going to work, right?
Right. I'll go look at them.
Is it lit up?
Yeah, it's lit up.
All right, let me check that transformer over there, because then that must be the problem. You got an emergency switch somewhere? Because both of these are off. Yeah, they run all the zone valves.
Oh, all the zone valves.
It's off, 0. Both of these, they're not, neither one of them are working. They're both on, both of them are not working, so we have to find out why.
Yeah.
Those two are working down there. It's kind of odd. First and second are both off. That seems a little weird.
Yeah, because they both are out. So
Unless this relay's bad, but I don't think that's it, because that should be, that runs the heat. There's nothing tripped here, right? That's kind of odd. Huh. Well, it comes into those boxes there and then feeds down, but these Y nuts are all loose. So I tightened all these up. We'll have to take that apart and see if there's any loose connections in there and try it again. I got it off at the breaker. Yeah, these are all loose. So the black comes into here from the panel. It goes down here. Then it comes back with another black to feed these two. And everything's tight here, so we should have 2 blacks. We'll have to check that again.
it comes down into here, this switch, and then back up.
Yeah, we got a black that comes down here that feeds from the panel, and then it goes back up. This red line is the one we're gonna issue with. Could be this relay. It's bad. Because the black comes down into this switch. Then from this switch, it goes down. Then it comes back up this red. Red back up to feed that. That red feeds this black. That's in with this, I think. Let's check that. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one that's feeding that too. So this red one is the one we're having an issue with. This red one here, wherever this red goes, is the one that's not
not carrying any juice.
feeding those two relays. Everything goes through the switch. And
So that switch got power on both
it was
sides?
loose. It was loose. But we got to find out what's coming in with the red on this end. We could button this all back up. Once we get power to this red one, we'll have power to those zones, those transformers. Yeah, so this is the one here that goes through. Why don't we just change that relay and we'll try that, see if that works. That's probably what it is. Because we got power, the burner's running, the circulator's running. So that control's probably fine. You didn't play around with none of the switches here, did you? No?
No.
We'll try and change in that relay, and that should fire it. Alright, I should have one of them relays in here. Let me dig it out. We'll get a... if I can find one. I should have one in here somewhere. Alright, we got one in here. We'll have to get some more. I'm running low on these things. This 24 volt one. I think that's what our problem is. I got all kinds of stuff in here, but probably running a little low on some of this stuff. I'm gonna have to restock it. I got tons of shit in here though. He's a real working man, Mama. He's a real working man. He's a real working man. Miss Molly, I'm almost done. Almost done, baby. Let's see, that should take care of it. We'll see if that works. Should. Don't smell cooked. Alright, we got voltage now. That's what it was. It was that relay.
So there was nothing before, right?
Yeah, it was that relay was bad.
Alright.
Alright, so I'm gonna put this box back together. And
So that relay was...
that relay was powering up these two transformers. They run all the zone valves. These transformers run the zone valves.
All of them.
Well, you got two there. I mean, how many zones you got in this house? 8? 6?
6.
6. So you can only put 4 zone valves on one transformer. Actually 3 on one transformer. So you got 6. So that's why you got 2 transformers. Because you got 6 zone valves. So I got that all back together. And we'll check the zone valves, but this relay was bad. Didn't smell burnt. I mean, it's just, you just let go. I gotta get some more of these. Just the two that you haven't, well, you probably had a problem with the first floor, but you didn't realize it because you had the, yeah, so this one's not working. This one might be burnt out. We know that this one was working. Well, it was. Not working now. So I'm fucked up. Alright, so I put his relay back in. I just tied the red wire to the switch right here. So that's when you got the switch on, there's voltage to the transformers. When the thermostat calls, it sends power to the thermostat back to the zone valve and then energizes the burner. We're off on high limit right now. So we put that other relay in, it worked for a second, and then it shut down. As long as we're getting heat, that's all that matters.
And that is safe.
You're going cuckoo. I can hear you going cuckoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fired up. So the only ones that's on right now are the second floor, right?
Right.
We're going to check them heads right now. It's kind of odd.
What is this relay control?
That's a fan switch, fan control switch
For the furnace?
for the boiler, and you know, you have to look at the wiring diagram how it's wired, but
So it wasn't really
don't
necessary-
overthink the thing. As long as it's working, we're good, right?
So it wasn't really necessary for them to go through that relay
No, you don't have to go through the relay.
back up there.
There's quite a few different ones. Maybe I'd put the wrong one in there. I had the 24 volt one. But you know, we put it on, we did have voltage for a little bit, and then we lost it, so.
Yeah.
Let's just do it this way. Now we should have voltage to these now. How them transformers work is you got a common and a hotline off the transformer. And what happens is the hotline goes up to
The thermostat?
the thermostat. Yeah, see, we got 28 volts there. We got 28 volts. So the hotline from the transformer goes to the thermostat. When it calls for heat, it sends power to 1. Common off the transformer goes to 2, so there's always common. So when the thermostat calls, it energizes this head, right? And then 3 is just an end switch. So the common from 2 goes to the T on the control, and when it energizes, this other common here goes back and touches the 2 TTs on the control to pull the burner in. And it runs that 1 circulator. So that's how zone valves work. We're going to check this other one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or am I losing you? Oh, that's not it. We don't get no power, so it must be this head. Nope, we only got 1 zone up there that's calling. That says first. This one's not calling. We ain't got no power here. We only got power on 1. How many zones you got? How many thermostats you got on the second floor?
2.
You got them both up?
Yeah.
We only got power to 1 head here. Unless there's
Can
another
we tell
one.
which thermostat it is from down here?
No, I don't know. Fucking.
Where it goes?
We got 3 here. You got both of them turned up, right? All right, so this one here. This one seems to be okay. This one's calling for heat.
Yeah.
You said you switched the batteries, right?
Right. Well, if it was bad batteries, it wouldn't even light up, right?
All right, so that one seems to be okay. Let's look at the other one. Yeah. Unless the thermostat's bad. Let's go check though. Make sure I'm getting power. I gotta find out why I got no power. I got the second floor on this end over here. Looks like PEC's going up there. Yeah. Way down the other end. So I guess your rating is not right. So this is one.
That's that little bedroom. That one goes up to the little bedroom.
Right. Alright, so we're getting voltage there. So we know they're working now. Just have to give it a little time, make sure they come back warm. I don't know where the returns are. The returns are probably both down that end, but I don't know. Because the supply comes... Return second floor bedroom. That one's coming back warm. They're all marked. Which, you know, like you said, they should be all... And this is the return living room. Another one here. Let's see if this is a... This one's not... Yeah, return second floor bedroom right here. This is the other one. This one's warm too. So you want to feel it? So the two second floors are coming back warm. Them are the ones you're having issues with, right?
Right.
Okay. You can turn all your other thermostats back up.
Okay. So I can run them all simultaneously.
Yeah, you can run them all, turn them all up. I just put his relay back in and just bypassed it. I just came off the switch leg and fed those transformers. That's how they usually are anyway, so. Something screwed up there in that fan relay. I'm not going to worry about it. Everything's working the way it should. This is working. There's hot water. Keep it simple, stupid.
So,
Right,
what was the problem?
Two upper transformers were not being fed with power. So those run the zone valves.
Right.
So obviously there was an issue there. So we tried changing the fan center relay, which it worked for a bit and then it shut off for some reason. So I don't know, maybe I had the wrong one in there. But all we did...
the original one that...
No, all we did was we just tied it off the switch.
Yeah, right.
So that's usually how it is. You just send power up there.
Right.
And just like all these other transformers, that got power all the time. And we checked all these other transformers. This one runs the burner. That one's fine. It's running on high limit. It's shutting off. The circulator's running. We're not going to worry about it. I don't want to get too technical with it. We got power to those two. The zones are working. Two upper transformers tied into boiler switch power and relit pilot. Now you know how to relight the pilot.
Yeah.
We checked the feeder. The feeder's fine. It's not stuck. And you know, this one's calling. So we checked both returns on the second floor that you having issues with. They're both coming back warm, so it's heating up. So we're good to go.
Yeah.
All right?
All right. Assuming that all the lower floors are going to work too.
Well, you weren't having an issue with them, right?
Yeah, correct. I was not having an issue.
No, any of these zone heads, I mean, they could burn out at any time.
Yeah.
But you've been getting pretty lucky with it. How come these wires are hanging here?
No idea.
Is that something that you're playing around with, or no?
No, I don't play around with this stuff.
You got some low-hanging fruit there.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left on State Road.
Alright guys, just left that job. There was an issue with power going through that fan control relay. So I tried to change the relay on it. It seemed to work for a bit and then it stopped working again. So all I did was just take that wire from the switch, came down and fed that relay control I just took that red line and tied it right into that line coming down from the switch. So there's power going to that transformer, you know, and you can shut it off through the boiler switch, which is how most of them are always wired anyway. And I don't know why they were going. I'm not going to start playing around with digging it through all that wire in that old boiler like that. The thing's working fine. It's working. The burner's running. It's firing the boiler. Everything's working off. You know, the zone valves, so he's got heat now, and sometimes you gotta just keep it simple. He really should replace that boiler. I told him put a nice little 80 plus boiler in there, you know, with electronic spark, and he'd be a lot better off, but it's gonna save his money, he says. But anyway, that's the deal. Miss Molly is working again, y'all. He is working again. Yeah, you love working. You love working. I know you love working. Well, you want pets. You want pets. I know, yeah, you do. You want pets. You love pets. You love pets. You love being petted. You love attention. Yeah, you do. You love attention. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know you love attention. Yeah, I know you love attention.